Welcome to the Side Out Society podcast, your go-to place for the culture, stories, and community surrounding women's volleyball. I'm one of your hosts, Tiff Oshinsky.
And I'm Lindsay Harwood, your other host.
All right, Lindsay, this may seem like an odd question to ask on this podcast, but when you fly, are you an aisle seat person or a window seat person?
Ooh, that's a good one. I'm torn between my love of naps and my need to pee every second. So I'll go with aisle. But yeah, that's a random one, though.
Yeah, it's very random. Okay, next question. What is your airport personality? Are you someone who shows up like 2 hours before a flight, grabs some coffee, food, or are you sprinting to the gate right as your boarding pass is being called?
Somewhere in the middle. I have a tiny toddler, so I would like it to be less chaotic, but it always seems to be chaotic. But I can't get on a plane without snacks and food. And if I don't have a snack, I get a little hangry. So somewhere in the middle.
Yeah, I always end up buying a book for no reason, even though I pack books. But, I need time to get my book. But, I always feel like there are two types of travelers, the people who love flying and the people who tolerate flying purely because it gets them where they need to go, which is funny because our guest today kind of falls into the second category despite making a living as one of the highest flying athletes in volleyball. She is a total force of nature, a certified offensive powerhouse who treats the air above the net like her personal office. She grew up in Texas and spent her college years putting on a masterclass across the country, stopping at Washington State and Texas Tech before landing at Kansas, where she was an All-American and was named to the All-Big 12 Conference first team. But then she did something that might be a first for a guest on the show. She was so convinced her competitive days were over that she wasn't even glued to the TV for the draft board. She ended up finding out she was the 14th overall pick only after her dad called to give her the news. And even though she'd much rather spend 20 hours in a car with some gummy worms and hot Cheetos than 40 minutes on a plane, she decided to give the pro life a shot and immediately dominated. She was named Major League Volleyball's very first rising star as the league's top rookie, and for the past 2 seasons has brought that explosive power to the Omaha Supernovas. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the accidental pro, the pride of Rowlett, and the woman who is proving you don't need a boarding pass to reach cruising altitude, Reagan Cooper.
Hi, guys.
Hi, Reagan. Thanks so much for coming on.
I love that intro. Of course. Thanks for having me.
Ooh, we're so excited you're here.
Yeah, we like to have fun with the intros because, it starts a good conversation, I feel.
Yes, of course. And it was all very true.
Why don't you like flying?
Well, it's kind of been off and on, honestly. Like, I've always had a little bit of flight anxiety, and I think it kind of depends on what I'm doing. Like, if I'm going on vacation, it's a little bit better. If I like flying last season for the national championship was stressful because it was like a high stress, high pressure situation. I think it just depends on where I'm going, but I am getting better.
I will tell you, I am a anxious flyer too. I've gotten better as well, like especially we've been traveling. We were at the NCAA semifinals, and we have like other trips coming up, hopefully coming to MLV All-Stars, stuff like that. I'm just, when I get in the plane at takeoff, I just have to like close my eyes, put my book down, and just kind of like rest and breathe. Like, it's okay. We will make it.
Absolutely. Volume on max, like noise cancellation. I don't want to hear the sounds that the plane is making, like just in my own zone. That helps me the most.
I found that Mozart is actually very relaxing for me to listen to. Yeah. So on takeoff and landing, I listen to Mozart.
Oh, well, I'll try that. That's like not what I listen to at all. It's like hard rap. So maybe that's not good.
I listen to like 90s and 2000 rap. So
yeah. So complete opposite. I'll give that a try though.
I would listen to that, but I would want to sing along with it. So this just like puts me in a state of zen a little bit. It like makes me, whatever.
That makes sense. Yeah.
So let's talk about this draft day experience because I don't think I've ever heard, I feel like most of these girls are like so excited or know that they're going to be playing volleyball once they're done with college. So why didn't you want to play after, or why didn't you think you were going to play after college?
I don't know. I honestly just thought it wasn't attainable for me. Like, I think majority of my college career, I didn't receive any recognition or anything like that. Not like the recognition and me actually performing well enough to be getting like national level or even conference level recognition wasn't until my 5th year, which like kind of everything hit at once. That's when it was like, all American, all Big 12, all of these things that I hadn't experienced before in like the last 4 years of my college experience. So I remember like my coaches were telling me about what was PBF at the time and like what that meant. And they were like, do you want to explore overseas options? And I was like, I've literally never even imagined that for myself, like not once. And I think maybe it's because I didn't want to put all my eggs in one basket, or maybe I just literally was like, oh, like I'm not good enough to do that. I'm not going to waste my time and, get my hopes up for something. But like, it was really a subconscious kind of thing. I was always open to it in some way, but it was never a big goal because I simply just I couldn't see myself competing at that high of a level. I just didn't really see myself there. I guess it was more of a confidence thing. But yeah, draft day was interesting. Very interesting. It literally changed the course of my life like forever, which is insane to think about because I was even on the fence after I knew that I got drafted because I was like, that's a big mindset flip, big mindset change. But I was like, it's an amazing opportunity. Like at the end of the day, it was offered to me for a reason. It was brought to me for a reason. I'm just going to take it and see how well I can do.
I have
it's
so many follow-up questions. Sorry,
yeah,
go ahead, Lindsay, because I want to process, but go ahead, you go.
You have so many fans out there, us included.
Yes.
And I think watching you play, it seems so surprising to hear that because you play with such poise and dominance and confidence on the court. Like you really, I would have never guessed. And we've talked with a lot of different women athletes who have said similar things, whether it's like a feeling of imposter syndrome or should I be or should I not? Mm-hmm. And from the outsider perspective, you, Reagan, definitely deserve to be there. Like you have been dominating.
Thank you,
so I want to just brag on your behalf a little, just because it's, as a fan, you very much deserve it.
Thank you.
I guess like one follow-up, if you weren't going to play volleyball, like what was your mindset? What did you think you might have done otherwise? And then what was that mindset shift to be like, maybe I do deserve to be here. What could I do? Like, maybe I could actually do this.
That was going to be one of my questions was what were you going to do if it wasn't going to be volleyball?
That's a good question. I mean, I had like a pretty short-term plan. So like when I joined Kansas for my 5th year, I started a grad certificate in social media marketing, and that was going to go through the spring. So I was, the girl I was living with, who's one of my best friends ever. I lived with her at Washington State and then got to play with her again at Kansas, Michaela. She was my roommate at Kansas. So when I got drafted, I had to tell her like, hey, like we kind of need to cut our lease because I was planning to come back and we were going to live in the apartment again and like kind of hang out in the spring and like still be at Kansas, and I'd be finishing my grad certificate, which I think I was planning to kind of use that to kind of take the social media marketing into sports somehow. Not really sure how I would have done that, but I was just kind of trying to get that extra certificate just because I had to, take some credits at Kansas. So that was my short-term plan. So I had to be like, hey, like, we need to cut the lease. I got drafted. And she was like, what? Like, it was, because she also knew where my mindset was. So that was, it was like, I felt bad because that's my best friend ever, but we're still besties. I saw her in Dallas, like whenever we played Dallas. I don't even know how long, 3-4 days ago. So everything worked out.
Well, how did you then build that confidence? Because I feel like that's that is something, it's like when you don't feel like you have it, you need to find it, right? So it takes some digging and some perseverance, both mentally and physically, to find that confidence. So when did it come for you and how did you find it?
I think, to be honest, I think I'm still finding it in a sense. Like it was honestly terrifying for me going from playing like the 3 rotations in the front row only in college the past 5 years to playing 6 row again at a pro level. Like, I feel like that was all just like all the success and everything moved really quickly in the span of like less than a year. It was like boom, boom, boom. And now I'm pro and I'm starting as a 6 row outside, which I haven't done in like the past 5 years. So a lot of it was stress and pressure. But I remember my team at the time at Columbus, very experienced. I was passing next to Megan Courtney Lush, one of the best serve receivers ever, right? So like having her, being able to pass beside her, her guidance, I feel like a lot of the confidence that I had was just instilled in the people around me more than I believed it myself. Like I kept hearing, you have such a high ceiling, you have a good platform, let's just work on, the technicalities of it. Because I did play 6 row in club and in high school. So like that part of me was there a long time ago. So honestly, I'm still trying to find the confidence within myself, but I do heavily lean on the people around me to kind of drive me and push me forward because I've been surrounded by amazing teammates and coaches.
Do you like digging? Lindsay and I are both littles, so like we love the
Yeah.
back row.
hmm I'm getting better. I do like digging. I like back row defense more than serve receive. I think back row defense is more fun. And like getting a really good dig is like one of the best feelings ever. It's like comparable to like stuff blocking, like just like grabbing like having a crazy dig. And I was like, oh, this is like fun. Like I remember when I was doing this back in the day, like when I was like 15, like I was kind of finding that part of myself. So I am enjoying it more now that I'm getting more comfortable with it again. So yeah.
Well, you have so many fans out there, and I know, for this season of the Supernovas, you didn't start the first 3 games, I believe,
Yes.
and you started, and we are now on a 5. As this recording, we're on a 5-game win streak with you playing. Were you working on your serve receive? Like, what were those conversations like? A lot of the fans were like, "Why is Reagan Cooper not playing? We want to see
Everyone
you."
was. I don't know if you were on social media following, but everyone's like, "Where is
Yeah.
Reagan Cooper?"
Yeah, I definitely worked on serve receive, and Luca knew coming in that that was a part of my game that definitely needed to improve more than anything else. I feel like my offensive power, my offensive ability is more of the reason why I'm on the court than anything else. It's like I'm kind of getting thrown out there to get kills, right? Thrown out there to, because that's what I've been doing for majority of my career.
You're very good at it.
Yes.
Well, thank you. I appreciate
Your
that.
4 to
Still
4 is
working
so
on my
sick.
range. Oh, thank you.
Oh,
I
it's so
appreciate
good.
that.
Us littles live vicariously through you. You can just
Oh, thanks.
back
I've been
it
working
down.
on my line too this summer, so
I
I've been
noticed
hitting
you
some
had
line.
some
Yes.
amazing line shots, and you were just hitting it right over the block, perfect spot, deep corner.
Thank
It was
you.
great.
I appreciate that. Yeah, I've just been serve receive defense digging. I know that if I want to keep going like higher and higher, then I need to keep working on those areas that are slacking compared to my offense. And like that is something that I am very, very aware is something I need to improve. And also like that's also a target. That's people know I'm also taller. Like I'm a tall outside, bigger. The bigger girls can't hit the ground as fast. Like, you know what I mean? Like that's just kind of like the general understanding. So I know that if I just like hammer on the technical side of it, then I can keep improving, which will overall help all of my game and also help my team as well, so that I'm not like a liability in the back row.
For serve receive, who is the toughest server in MLB?
Ooh, Natalie Foster. She's like, I don't know how to explain her serve, but that like she has crazy aces all the time. Like that. And so she goes back there to serve and you're like, okay, she's one of the best servers. Like I know that, so it won't be too hard to get it back. It doesn't matter if you know it or not. Like it's like a hybrid. Sometimes it drops, sometimes it goes deep and then drops. It's like you can't predict where it's going, and you get taught as like a passer to ID where the ball's going when it comes out of their hand. Even if you're seeing where it's going, you can't ID where it's going. Like she's so good, and we have so many good servers. That's just who I can remember. We just played Orlando, so that was she aced us. I think 3 times.
Well, you came out on, that was a great game to watch. That was a 5-set thriller. And yeah, that was really exciting.
Yes. Yeah. That was fun. That was tiring. We had been on the road for a while. We had Dallas and then flew straight from Dallas over, to Orlando. And that was our first double away trip. So I think everyone was a little bit tired. But I think we leaned on each other a lot during that game, and we had to have a lot of grace with ourselves just because of like the kind of the physical and even a little bit of mental exhaustion. So I'm glad we were able to pull that out.
Yeah, how do you handle that long season with all the travel, especially with like a little bit of travel anxiety? I feel like, I used to travel a lot for work, like before kids and, before I was like fully married, I traveled a lot, and it's tiring when you're on the road so much. But I, as a player, you're an athlete doing like extreme exertion plus the travel plus everything going on. So how do you guys handle that?
Yeah, I mean, like prehab, working with the trainer is really big. Like just staying on top of your body, knowing what you need, how early you need to get to the training room. I think for me, it's a lot of also mental resets. Like there's a lot of things I like to do that have nothing to do with volleyball, like hobby, reading, writing, journaling, playing stupid games like Roblox and The Sims. Like I have things
You're a
that I
Roblox
really.
player?
Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes I like to log on there sometimes. It's
I
like
love it.
embarrassing, right? But Sims 4 is like I'm playing The Sims all the time. Like everyone knows I'm on The
Really?
Sims. And it just takes my mind off of things. And it also, I don't know if you guys have ever played. I'm embarrassed that I'm talking about this right
No,
now.
Don't be,
no.
no, I used
But
to play
like,
like the original Sims, like way back on like the big box computers and,
yes.
roller coaster tycoon. Like
Yeah, like stuff like that. And it's just like your mind is, you have to be so locked in on everything that you're just kind of in this like flow state and you can kind of separate yourself. And I feel like I really need that because I do put a lot of pressure on myself volleyball wise. So if I don't disconnect even for like an hour or two during the day, then I can get burnt out pretty quickly.
yeah, I can understand that.
Yeah.
Zelda was my go-to like getaway game for a long time, and
Oh, yeah.
I love Ocarina of Time on N64. I've probably beaten it
Mhm.
like 20 times, but
Oh.
I'm obsessed. Now I'm a New York Times puzzler, like the crossword word
Mm.
search, or not word search, Wordle, the
Word, yeah.
Sudoku. They now have this
Mhm.
new, like a similar Words with Friends game that you can do with people. I'm like,
Yes.
yeah, I'm obsessed with those games.
Yeah. I need to get into that, especially for plane rides. Those are like the best.
Oh,
What's
yeah.
the bus and the plane rides after? Like after a 5 set match like that, is everyone exhausted? Are you guys excited, partying? Is it someone snapping and someone celebrating? Like what's the vibe like after?
It depends. We have a lot of different personalities on the team. I'm very much like, again, depends on the day, but I'm very much of like a put AirPods in, listen to music, kind of disassociate kind of thing. I'm still interacting with my teammates. Like I'm not kind of like I don't have like hood down, but big music fan. I love music. It calms me down. I feel like after a game, especially a 5 set match, adrenaline's super high. And we finished, well, that game, it was an early game, but like, let's say we had a 5 setter at like 7 p.m. that's over by like 9 or 10, and the adrenaline's still high. Like, I'm not going to be able to fall asleep for like another 5 hours unless I wind myself down somehow. So for me, it's just listening to music and calming down or, laughing and chilling with my teammates. It kind of depends on the vibe. It also depends on the game, how the game went as well.
What's your go-to music? Like what's
2000s hip hop, rap, also
Yes.
some modern rap as well. Mostly like the hip hop rap genre for
Yep.
sure.
Okay.
Who like
We
who from
can we
2000? Yeah, we can definitely relate to that. But who from like the 2000s is like who's your go-to?
I mean, it's pretty basic, but like Lil Wayne, I love all of his songs. There's also, I mean, this is really, really old, but like Biggie, and that's not 2000s. That's a little bit like earlier, but those like old school,
What about like
very old school
Ja
rap
Rule and
singers.
Ashanti?
Yes.
Love me some Ja Rule and Ashanti.
So I have an old school playlist. Yeah, I was right. Zapp and Roger.
Yeah.
They're the ones that wrote Computer Love. And
Oh,
more bounce to the ounce and I want to be your man, like that kind of vibe. Like I really like that old school rap.
I
It's like
love that.
has some auto-tune techno, but rap at the same time. I don't know.
Is that like your karaoke go-to?
See, I don't karaoke. Like there's a lot of girls on our team that love karaoke, and I just like, I don't know, something about it like scares me. I like to go and watch people, but like I think anyone that knows me knows that like Reagan's not getting on the stage. Like
not even
she's
in a
not
group?
singing in front of everybody. I mean, maybe like a small group, but I like to sit back and observe.
Fair.
Yeah.
So going back to when you were younger and growing up in Texas, did you always
Mhm.
want to play volleyball, or was there something else that like another sport or just another hobby that was kind of your trajectory for like going to college and stuff like that?
Honestly, it's always been volleyball. Volleyball is the first sport that I played that I actually enjoyed. And I started in the second grade. So I've been playing for a very, very, very long time. But even before that, my parents had me like, they signed me up for like, I did ballet and karate, basketball. Just like, I did like a hip hop dance class at daycare. Like, they were just throwing me into stuff. And then I joined like a rec volleyball league. Oh, I also did cheer. My cheer friend, my cheer friend at the time's mom told my mom that she was joining a rec volleyball league and that she was wondering if I would want to join. Her name was Maya. And I was like, yeah, I want to play volleyball with Maya. And so that's the only reason I joined rec volleyball is because my cheer my cheer mate started doing it. And we were
Shout out
super,
to
super little.
Maya.
Yeah, shout out. I don't know where she is today. I hope she's doing well. I'm sure we have old pictures together. But that was the main. I was like, I just want to play with my friends. I don't really know what this is.
So when did you know that you were really good at volleyball?
So my dad was my first coach. So whenever I joined rec volleyball, my dad was one of the head coaches alongside another head coach as well. And so back at home, he would literally, I don't know if he knew what he was talking. He's never played volleyball.
Yeah, I was
So,
going to
played
say he
but
was a
football.
football player.
he was a football player. Yeah, he played in the NFL for a little bit. He played college football. But he loved coaching me. And I still
Oh.
don't know to this day exactly how he knew these things. Maybe he was looking up online. I'm not sure. But I remember being in the backyard when I was like really little, and like he would throw a ball at the wall and then I would pass it back to the wall, or I would serve it onto my roof and it'd roll back down off the roof and I'd pass it and serve it onto the roof again, which I still do sometimes when I go home. The exact
Aw.
same backyard. We still live in my childhood home. So that's nice. But I just remember having him as my coach and him urging me to like kind of get reps. And my team, my rec team, like we got first, second every single year through elementary school. So we were all like better, I hate to say it, better than like the other children, but we were little, you know? We just
Mhm.
actually touched the ball 3 times and we hit it. We like were overhand serving. So that's all we really needed to do at the time. But yeah, just my dad coaching me.
That's amazing. So when you got to high school and you were playing, were you like, I want to go to college for volleyball, or was there another option for you?
I actually was. I didn't know much about how to get there. Like I was like, do I sing film? Like I wasn't really familiar, but I did watch a lot of college volleyball and I was very like enamored by that. I was like, how are these girls doing this? They're on TV. Like they have so many fans. They're playing in these huge venues, these huge arenas. And I was like, I would love to do that. And so when I think when I started doing club, which was in the 5th grade, and I was playing up in the 6th grade, that's when I took it more seriously. This goal of going to college, and playing at the collegiate level really like set in for me.
So what was the college recruiting process like?
Okay, so I remember piecing together film on Huddle, and like that was kind of the thing. I don't know if that's a thing. Like that's still a thing. This is a very
Yep.
long time
And
ago. I
I
committed
coach, so
to.
that's still a thing.
Okay, so yeah, still kind of that like piecing film together. And I had reached out to like Iowa. I remember the very first letter I got was from Clemson. And I was like, oh my gosh, like coach, this is so exciting. But Washington State kind of came out of nowhere. I guess they saw me on another court and I think they emailed me and then I got on a call, went on a visit, and I committed when I was 16. It all moved really, really
Wow.
fast. So I was actively trying by putting together film, but the Washington State thing kind of, they saw me and then reached out to me, and then I went on a visit, and that's how that happened.
So cool.
And then you transferred to Texas Tech and then you
Yes.
ended up at Kansas. What was that experience like? Like the difference, whether it's like the difference of teams or like what your growth was throughout college and then ending up with all these accolades. I know that you said you didn't really get accolades earlier. You were obviously an incredible player. Like what was that transition like?
Oh,
And
thank you.
yeah.
It honestly all kind of feels like a blur. Like, I just remember having so much fun and I made so many friends. Volleyball was, it's weird because before my 5th year, I just didn't really like see myself as a really good volleyball player. I was more so just like living the dream. I get to be a part of a collegiate program and I'm on scholarship and it's so fun. I'm living with all my friends and we're practicing all, it was almost like it just became a lifestyle and I was just kind of living in that. But I was never like, oh my gosh, like I'm so, so good and I want to keep going after this. I was really feeling the experience, if that makes sense. Like I really was like, I did it. I'm living my dream. I'm going to do the best that I can. But my 5th year was when, not that I started taking it more seriously, but I was kind of put into a role as a 5th year. Like they kind of told me what my role was going to be. Like, we want you to kind of be this playmaker on the team. And then I kind of fell into that role of like, okay, like let's really lock in. I can still be grateful for the experience, but also like I'm getting recognition. People are looking at me, like let's take it to another level in a way that I wasn't viewing it before, maybe just having a bigger role put on me, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
It was just all like a blur.
No, absolutely. And now you're playing for you're playing pro in Nebraska, over Omaha Supernovas, Nebraska, arguably, if not absolutely the hub of volleyball in the United States. And I don't think you actually played Nebraska during college, right? I've heard you say that. So like, what was that like coming into Nebraska? Did you have a moment of like, this is like an oh wow moment, that this was such a big deal of like what the sport means to the fans, to Nebraska as a whole? And we know that Nebraska has the biggest fan base. You guys are the most popular team. Like, you guys are really arguably the leaders, of the MLV. What does that feel like? And now you're the powerhouse on MLV, not just at Kansas. Like, that transition from college to pro.
Crazy.
Like, tell me about that.
Yeah, it's honestly, at first it was really nerve-wracking because you go from not a lot of eyes on you to like arguably the most, especially playing in Nebraska. The fans are very involved, and there's a lot of benefits to that because like we give our lives to this sport. We work every single day. We're away from our families, all these things. And so having fans that show up and make all of that work seem worth it and valued and kind of reciprocated is amazing. The fans always show up, even on like random, I think there's not as many this season, but like last season we had like games on like Mondays, and like just it was very random. Fans still showed up. So I was honestly like, at first I was nervous. I was like, oh, I don't want to let these people down. And a lot of the best players have come from Nebraska, so there's a lot of high expectation. And I was like, well, I don't know if I can meet that expectation. But again, just being surrounded by people I'm comfortable with on the court helps a lot with not blocking out the noise, because I do like feeling the fan support and the fan energy, but kind of still being able to like kind of have tunnel vision so I don't freak out and just kind of zone in on the goal at the time. And I mean, outside of playing in front of so many fans, there's the fact that I'm playing with some people that I've looked up to, like even playing with and playing against, it was all like shell shock when I joined pro. I was like, whoa, I've been watching you for years. I'm watching you for years. And I'm just like, it was very overwhelming, arguably more stressful than the huge crowds of like 12, 13,000. It's just like being like, my idol is standing across the net from me or standing right beside me. Like, that's crazy. Especially this like AU. That was crazy what I just did with all of those people. It's crazy.
I was going to say, like, AU, you were a team captain some of those weeks. I mean, like, against Jordan Thompson, things like that.
I cannot believe it. I wish I could understand how much I can't believe that. Like, she has been a player I've looked up to for so long. And she's so sweet. Everybody was so nice. I was like, you guys are so nice, and you're like Olympians. I don't get it. Like, how are you like the best in the world and like still so humble and so sweet? Like, that's like a pinch me moment. I don't think I've really processed that yet, to be honest.
I feel like one of the things that's interesting about the volleyball world is that everyone is so nice, and there's like so many friendships throughout, like over various teams, like even in conferences and colleges where you have like the Big Ten with huge rivalries, like everyone's still friends, stuff like that. It's just such a unique sport in that regard that you don't see anywhere else.
It is 100%. There's so much. Like, I remember I played against like Asia O'Neal and Skylar Fields like my entire time in the Big 12, which I don't think they're in the Big 12 anymore. Is that right? I know conferences have flipped around, but at the time that was the thing. And then Asia was like my rookie teammate at Columbus, and then I played with Skylar in the USA gym this summer. And Claire Chassé is one of my best friends now, and I never met her before, and she was like a Louisville star, and we were roommates at USA. And it's like, it just becomes like this whole like melting pot of so many different programs and schools and people from so many different backgrounds, and you're like, oh, we're all just people at the end of the day. Like, these are all really cool people. I have so many new friends after like last year. It's people I never thought I would meet and was honestly intimidated to meet, and now they're like great friends. So yeah, it's crazy.
As fans, that makes us really happy. Like, it's really, it feels, when we were in the semifinals, when we were in Kansas City, just seeing all the players, like at home, you see, oh, it's a big rivalry and they played each other last night. And then behind the scenes, like, you guys are friends, and it's really sweet to see those dynamics and the friendship play out. Like, you can see it on the court, especially as such a, momentum, communal, collaborative sport. Like, it's just, I feel like that's necessary to be friends and just trust each other. But it's nice that it's off the court too.
Yeah, Absolutely. And we're still all competitive at the same time. It's like fun to compete against your friends, you know? So yeah, it's been awesome.
I wanted to ask, just as we're talking about like, your big moments and idols, playing with Jordan Thompson, like, do you have a moment in your volleyball history or memory that was just like one of your best highlight moments of, or like a game that you played unbelievably well, or a championship that you won, or you came home and you're like, I killed it this week? It's like a time for you to brag, or just one of your best volleyball memories.
Ooh, I think the first thing that comes to mind was our NCAA tournament match. I think it was the second round when I was at Kansas when we played Penn State and it went to 5. And I remember being very stressed about that game. I'm a very mental player, and I knew that we first of all we did lose that game. We're gonna start there. We did not win that game, but I just remember one. I had the best game of my career. I think I had 29 points, 29 kills, something like that. And I remember being so proud of myself after that game because even though while I was in that fifth set moment, which at the time, keep in mind, I wasn't going to go pro in my mind. So I was like, this is my last time on the court. Like, this is my very last time. And I still managed to perform that well when I was really stressed. Some people are like, oh, it's my last time on the court, let me go kill it. And in my mind, I was like, this is my last time on the court. I don't want to end on a bad note. I don't want to mess up. Somehow, I don't know what happened there, but I was able to literally have one of the best games of my college career. I think honestly, the best game of my college career, kill wise, in that moment. And I finished that game and I was like, I cannot believe I did that after all that stressing I was doing. Like I could have easily been really pulled back and maybe not gone, like been as risky at the net with my shots, but I just really went all out and I was super proud of myself. And I'm still really proud of myself after that game. And proud of everybody. That was a stressful experience for everybody involved. And I think everybody played as best as they could in that situation.
I'm glad you're still playing volleyball, but I will say that had that been your last game, I mean, that would have been like quite the curtain call.
Thank you.
What about the NORCEGA Final Six? I mean, you won tournament MVP this past fall. Like, where does that rank on your favorite moments in volleyball?
That's the first thing that came to mind. That was the first thing that came to mind before I thought about the Kansas game at Penn State. I'm still trying to process the MVP NORCEGA Final Six thing. That was my first time even leaving the country. Like that was the whole USA experience was just one, amazing, and two, like a lot of the time, like, how did I get here? So getting my name called for the MVP trophy was really like, whoa, 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 whoa. Now I'm really confused. Now I'm really confused as to how I got here. And so I'm obviously very, very, very proud of myself. I struggle to give myself a lot of credit for things just because things have moved very fast for me. So it's like kind of me trying to accept myself as an MVP of a USA tournament or a great good player, whatever. Like even just saying that makes me just feel kind of weird. Like I'm not trying. I hate bragging on myself because I feel like I have a lot to learn, and I feel like I'm looking up to so many people, and I'm always feeling starstruck every 2 seconds. So me getting like that award, I think I'm still processing it, and that's why I brought up the Kansas one because I'm like I still don't really have words for that besides like, yeah, wow.
You should 100% be proud of yourself. I mean,
thank you.
You got. I feel like that's one of the things that I try to say this with like my daughter and my son because I'm always like, we always say like we're so proud of you, but I'm now asking them instead, I'm like, are you proud of yourself? Because I want them to feel comfortable being proud of their achievements. And you should 100% be so proud of that achievement. And it's like,
thank you.
Sure, you're bragging, but you're not though, because it's like you worked really hard to accomplish that. And that's amazing.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I'm getting better at that. I am.
And you're just stating facts. You're like, well, I was the MVP. So, we can brag on your behalf too.
Thank you.
So can we ask about your summer? So we saw you said that was the first time you left the country, and then we saw you posted with your boyfriend. So people that don't know, who are you dating?
I'm dating Nick Slight. We met in the USA gym last year, which was this past summer. But we had been mutual friends for like maybe 5 years. Like we've known of each other for a while. I had no idea he was even in Anaheim at the time. We had never met in person. And then we ended up meeting. And then it was history after that. I knew one of his teammates that played at GCU with him because he went to high school close to mine. And so I knew of Nick because I was following the GCU men's volleyball team. And that's kind of all the background on that. But yeah, going very well. He's playing in Belgium right now. And even with the time difference, we still have time to talk and FaceTime almost every day. So
That's
You
awesome.
guys are so cute together, and he is
so
he
cute.
is
Thank
very
you.
handsome. You guys make it such a cute
Oh my
couple.
gosh, thank you. Thank you. I got to visit him. I got on a plane for like 8 hours. Like,
Oh,
to
what was
go.
that like for
Yeah.
you?
I mean, that's how you know, like, I love somebody is I'm getting on a flight like that. Like, I was so excited. I was like nervous at first, of course, but once I was on the flight, I was like, oh, I'm going to see him. I also got to meet his mom. I got to meet his
Aw.
brother. And it was amazing. It couldn't have been a better trip. I got to watch one of his games, and even though it was really stressing me out, and ended up being one of like the most stress-free, amazing experiences of my life. We went to Amsterdam for a day, like that was just, and also just having only been to like Mexico for that short time before, then going to Belgium, being able to spend like a week there, it was amazing.
That's so
Oh, it's so
awesome. And
special.
he's a setter. Do you guys play? Like, do you guys practice together?
We've talked about that. So we're very different players on the court. Like very different. Like I'm more of like the smiley, more reserved, and he's like I can't say any bad words, but he's the trash talker, and he's getting on to the refs, and we're just very different athletes. And so like I think that dynamic is just kind of funny. And I'm always like, if we played together, like we would not be friends. Like I would be scared of you. I would be scared of you, and you would think that I'm not like trying hard enough or something. Like the dynamic would be off. So maybe like this summer we can get some reps together. But we always talk about how funny that would be if we were like teammates in a different world.
Oh my God. When you're ready to actually retire, if you two go and like join an adult rec league team together.
Yes, we would crush it. We would crush it.
Lindsay and I
For
talk about
sure.
adult rec all the time because that's what we play now because we're older. And
Oh,
you know,
really? I
yes.
have friends that do that. I know it's fun. I would go watch one of my friends, KJ. She was my libero. I think she still does like an adult league or an adult rec league, and it looks like she's having a great time. I'm definitely going to do that.
Way less stressful than what
You're
you
right.
guys
Yeah,
are
a little less
doing.
competitive.
Yeah, and that's okay.
But still so fun.
yeah, that's awesome.
All right. Well, Reagan, we wanted to end our interview with what we call the side out sprint, which is going to be a series of fast paced questions, kind of like things that come to the top of your mind,
Okay.
quick answers. It's only a few questions.
Okay.
But are you ready for a little side out sprint?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. First question. Are you a cat lover or a dog lover?
Dog lover. My dog's laying on my couch right now. I have a rescue pit bull. She's sleepy. She just got back from boarding, but
What's
she's
her
been
name?
quiet today. Flo. Because she has a
Flo.
mark on her butt that looks like Florida. And my mom was like, you should name her Flo. I was like, great idea, Mom.
I
So
love that.
yeah. Dog person for sure. Yeah.
Amazing.
Okay, my question. Are you a morning person or night owl?
Night owl 100%.
What is your go-to comfort show on the road?
On the road right now, I'm watching Traders, that reality show on
Oh, it's so
Peacock.
good.
It's so good. I just got into this season. I'm obsessed. Obsessed.
Love it.
What is your ideal off day? Like exploring, rotting in bed, working out?
Definitely rotting in bed. Rotting in bed all day, book or TV show with The Sims 4. That's like all I need.
What song do you embarrassingly know every word to?
My gosh. It's a hard question. That's a hard question to answer quickly. Let me think.
Maybe
Okay,
it's
I
some
can cut out the
2000s
timing.
rap.
2000, it's going down.
It's going
Love
down.
it.
Yeah.
Love
Like,
it.
yeah, good job.
What's something fans would be surprised to learn about you?
I mean, I feel like me playing The Sims 4 every night's pretty
That's
surprising.
a good one. Yeah.
I think fans would be surprised about like how reserved of a person I actually am. Like, I don't know how people like perceive me, but I'm really am a people a lot. Like the other day, we were saying like what reality show would people be a part of, and everyone said I'd be on Silent Library because I don't speak. So like, I'm just like a pretty quiet, keep to myself person, but like not in a mean way. Like I really can just exist in dead silence and like think it's not awkward, like that kind of vibe. I think some people might not know that
We
about
get
me.
it. Yeah.
I think that is usually my days when I'm by myself. It's silent because it's nice.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Going off of Silent Library, what is your favorite book?
My favorite book, I think the ACOTAR series is phenomenal.
So good.
We've been talking about that as a team. We're like, should we start a book club and start reading like more books? I've read Crescent City. I think ACOTAR is at the very top right now. I'm also reading It by Stephen King.
Oh, I love that book.
That's another thing people might not know about me is I love horror. Obsessed with
Me
everything
too.
scary. So see, yep, finally somebody agrees with me.
Can we do a follow-up? What's your favorite horror movie?
Ooh, okay, scariest? Hereditary. That's
I
the one
haven't
that
seen it
scared.
yet. My sister loves that movie, though. She said it's so good.
Well, make sure you watch it with her. Like, don't watch it by yourself. Because, like, I've seen, like, pretty much everything. And that one really got me. It's just a different level. That scariest, I would say Hereditary.
Okay. I'm going to have to watch this now. My sister's been like, you have to see this movie. It's so scary. I want to see, sorry, I know we're getting off of this rapid fire thing, but I just wanted to add in the trailer for that new movie coming out by A24. I can't remember what it's called, but about the podcast about like this woman who is a like horror skeptic or like ghost skeptic, and then her co-host plays this like these sounds that somebody's emailed them, and then like all this crazy stuff is happening. Supposedly, I forget what it's called, and it's killing me that I can't remember. It's a new A24 movie that's coming out in March, and people are saying it's like the last 20 minutes. They're like, I almost had a heart attack in the theater. It's like so scary. So
wait, I'm so excited. And A24, it's going to be a banger. All of A24's movies. Like they're all so good. Okay, good. I'm gonna look that up after this.
I'll just like hide at home and watch like murder crime shows. I'd rather watch like murder than horror.
Horror and murder, I'm all about. Reagan, you and I are gonna have to like exchange a list of things because I have so many. I have so many books that I love. Like, we'll exchange. Okay, we're almost. Let's get back to the sprint. Go ahead, Lindsay.
Okay, what is the best compliment you've ever gotten from a coach?
Best compliment. Ooh.
Yeah. Can brag about yourself.
Best compliment I've ever gotten from a coach. I do get a lot of, this isn't really about my skill though. I get a lot of people tell me that I do look very poised and steady and constant on the court, when in reality I'm thinking about a lot of things. Sometimes I do have to turn off, so I'm not thinking about too much, but I do get that comment. I think that is a compliment. I try to be a steady presence. I'm not here or here. I try to say like here. So I think that's a compliment that I've gotten a couple times.
That's a great trait to have for sure.
Thank
All right.
you.
And what's always in your bag that's not volleyball related?
Aquaphor. I have a little Aquaphor in a bedside table, Lulu bag, backpack, in my car. Like I always have a little Aquaphor everywhere. But I think that's, a lot of people have that. I think that's like become a thing now. But yeah, I would say Aquaphor.
Amazing.
I think that's all we have for our sprint. But Reagan, we're so glad that you're here. This has been such a fun conversation, and we hope to make it to the MLV All-Star Game, which I am sure you will be part of.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. Fingers
we
crossed.
Yeah, we believe in you.
Thanks, guys.
But you've
This
been
has been a lot of fun.
I know you've been so fun to watch just from us at home, and your playing is incredible. The person you are, incredible. So it's been really special to get to know you a little better and have our fans get to know you a little better too.
Oh, thanks. I've never done like a actual like sit down conversation kind of thing. Like this has actually been a lot of fun. I appreciate you guys having me on.
Oh, of course. And we'd love to have you on again. Maybe we'll start like a spin-off book club horror conversation. You know, we'll just get players on and talk about their favorite books and movies, and we'll just keep it all straight, pop culture stuff like that.
That would be great. Give the people recs. And I would also love recommendations. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Well, thank you, Reagan, so much. We really appreciate your time. Best of luck the rest of the season.
Thanks, guys. This has been so much fun. Thanks for having me on.
Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you.